All right, welcome guys. Krystal Pearl, Presidential Diamond, kicking off the call tonight. Lori had a slight family emergency, so it'll just be me on the call tonight. But we are super excited to have you on the call. This week we're going to be talking a little bit about the GoPro series that we're currently in. Some of our Minnesota team, we've had the opportunity. I purchased the GoPro home study kit. And so we've been studying it together, and it's got some really great stuff in it, and we're just really excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and mute the line, so give me just 1 second here. Okay. Perfect. Sorry about that. I forgot to do that in the beginning. So like I was saying, we are in the GoPro series, and it's just got some really, really great information in it. And we know some of you weren't able to make it to the first night. We kicked it off pretty quick because we wanted to get going on it right away. And so for those of you that couldn't make it to the first night, I still highly recommend if we do this series again that you see that 3-hour part 1. But we're going to recap it a little bit for you guys that are out of state and not able to make it to this training, because it is some really good stuff. So on it started with talking about just some different things about the network marketing industry. But what we're going to be talking about tonight is how to invite prospects to look at your opportunity and to look at your product. So, which is obviously something that is a skill that we all need to do. But before that, we were really talking about the importance of networking and finding prospects. And, you know, it's really a skill that you need to learn. It's a muscle that you need to condition and you need to build and you need to work on every single day of your life. And I mean, really, even if you weren't even in it works, networking is such an important life skill that you really need to have. Robert Kiyosaki said, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. And I loved that because it's so true. When you have a big network of people, you're going to have everything you want in life because you're going to have so many people to rely on and kind of fall back on. So another thing they said was dig your well before you're thirsty, meaning build relationships with people before you need them. So when you guys are out and about, you know, something it talked a lot about is find creative ways to connect with everyone you meet every single day. Get business cards, figure out ways to connect with them, reach out for them, and look for ways that you can be of service to them. Look for ways that you can help them. Don't always make it about yourself. Some of the benefits of networking is you're going to get influence, you're going to gain friendships, fun, overall well-being in your career, social aspects, financial, physical, and it's going to help to give you possible prospects in your business, which is really awesome. So everyone you meet, you want to be thinking, what can I do for you? You know, whenever, and this comes down to friendships, people that you already have a relationship with, down to people that you may just meet. You want to always be thinking about every day, what can I do for you? Devote time every single day to help someone to find the need that they need help with and to provide value into their life. And once again, you know, this is just a muscle that you need to develop every single day. You know, they talked about when you come into network marketing, some people will get rewarded and some people will get punished. And I thought this was really interesting. He was talking about, you know, if you've been the person all your life that you're always there to help somebody whenever they need help, you know, maybe it's lending a pickup truck when somebody needs some stuff moved, or, you know, just anything really, watching somebody's kids if they have a 911 situation, whatever it may be. When you get into network marketing, you're going to be rewarded for that. Going to other people's events, that's a huge one that he's talking about that. You know, are you the person that's going and supporting other people's business ventures, or were you not? Did you never go to anything? People that have gone to everything are going to be rewarded. Their friends are going to want to support their new business venture. They're going to be really excited for them, and they're going to be there whether they are really interested in the product or not, because those people have always had their back. Where vice versa, if you haven't been that person, you might have a little bit of a slower start. And one thing he said that spoke volumes is that doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to build those relationships and build that back up. It just means that it might take you a little bit of time. You can change this anytime you want. but you might just move a little slower. So something to think about when you're getting into this, and if people aren't responding as quickly, it's just something to kind of think about. So as you're networking, think about different ways that you can provide value to other people's lives. One of the main things you want to be doing when you're networking is you want to start building your list. You want to start building your list of contacts. And in the book, Go Pro, Eric Worre talks a lot about there's posers in network marketing, there's amateurs, and there's professionals. And this is something where he talks through what posers are, amateurs, and professionals. We want to go pro. We want to all be professionals. But posers, what they do is they're going to make a mental list of their contacts. These are our people that come into the business. They never write one name down. They just say they have it up here. And they're generally the people they're going to talk to about 6 people. They're going to say no, and they're going to quit right away. 80% of people start in this category, in the posers category. Amateurs have written lists. So they're people who write it down. And this is where I think a lot of people are. They write it down, but they don't necessarily take a lot of action. Eric Worre talked about in the series that if you can just sit down with your new people and have them write down their list, they're going to have so much better of a success rate, even if you need to get together with them and help them jog their memory of people they know. Just having that written list is going to give them such a higher success rate in our industry just by having that list. So amateurs write it down, and then professionals, of course, have it written down, but they also have an active candidate list. Their list is living, breathing. It's completely active. They are always adding to it. They're always connecting with people on it, and that's really what we want to be. So steps to go pro. We want to make a comprehensive list. Every person that we can think of, we want on our list. It doesn't matter if we think they're going to be interested in the business or not, or interested in our product or not, because what happens is it's not always about them, it's about who they may know, it's helping us to think of that. So you want to make sure that when you're making your list, you're writing down everyone. And for those of you on our VIP Wrapstar page, I did upload that memory jogger this last week, so that is a great tool for you to use to help think of who you want to add to your list. So empty your mind on paper when you're making your list. You're going to want to think about people who are in your cell phone, your email, all of that kind of stuff. Think of who you know and who they know. Let's see, and I'm kind of going through my notes here, so don't mind me if I'm a little scattered. Make sure you're consistently expanding your list. You want to try to, a good goal is to try to add 2 people a day to your list, which I think is really achievable. Meeting 2 new people every single day that you can add to your list is huge. If you do 2 people a day, that's going to be 600 new contacts in a year, 3,000 people in 5 years, and once again, it's all about who they know. So when you're making your goal to build your networking list, set a goal for yourself, something that you think is achievable. If you really don't feel like 2 is achievable, I just encourage you, start with 1. Or maybe you're going to start with 2 a week. Maybe that's something that's going to work better for you. So just always be adding to it and always be making that goal for yourself. You guys might hear my little ones in the background. Our dinner plans ran late, so sorry if you hear them screaming a little. No excuses. You can do this anywhere, right? Okay, so make sure that every day you're networking on purpose. So don't hide. Get out there. Always be talking to people. Always be doing new things. Have fun. Just some different things you can do. Join a new gym. Start a new hobby. Volunteer for a new cause. Meet new people. And one thing he said, too, is make sure that you're interesting. When you walk into a room, you want to be that person that has that smile on their face, that pep in their step. You want people to notice you and kind of think, hey, I wonder what they have going on. So with us, we have the black, green, and bling. That's a major thing that we have. So I'm always sporting my black and green. I usually always have an It Works shirt on. But those are some different things that you can do. All right, so steps to going pro. Networking is an important life skill. So always have your list. Always be expanding to your list and make sure you're networking on purpose. All right, so what I really wanted to focus on this call is inviting prospects to look at your product or opportunity. So our goal when we are inviting is we want the professional mindset. So we want to make sure that we're there to build a relationship with the person we're sitting down with. We want to make sure we're educating and inspiring them. We're building trust and transferring beliefs. We are not pitching an idea. We don't pitch. And we're getting face-to-face with our prospects. So we want to make sure when we are inviting that we're always using a third-party tool. That's something that we are talking a lot about in this series, that if your lips are moving, you need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. So a third-party tool can be, for us in our business, it can be the party pad. It can be getting the wrap on somebody. It can be a Success from Home magazine. It can be the new party pad video. We want to make sure that we are always doing something that's duplicatable, and this is something that's really important for everybody to know, because we want to make sure that when we are sitting down with prospects, hopefully they are going to be becoming a distributor or a potential customer who may be a distributor in the future. So we want to make sure that we're doing something. This is basically their opportunity to sit down and start their training, where they're learning from us and what we're doing. So, use those party pads. It doesn't matter what works. It matters what duplicates, because that is what people are going to learn from. So always be using that third-party tool. Trying to look through these notes to make sure before I get through the steps, make sure I don't miss anything. All right, so when you're inviting, there's 4 emotional rules that you want to be considering when you are inviting. All right, so the first thing is you want to make sure that you emotionally detach from the outcome, meaning that you need to come into a situation and or an invitation, and you need to not really care about the outcome. That's going to make your sitting down with a prospect, your invitation, so much more real. People can tell when you're just trying to get them, so just emotionally detach from that. Be yourself. Bring your passion. I mean, that's huge. Passion is major. And also your posture is super, super important. So make sure that, you are confident. And even if you're not confident yet, kind of be with the fake it until you make it mentality. Just make sure that you're confident, you're looking good, you're feeling good. Get up in the morning before a meeting, or even if you're just making a phone call to somebody, and, do your hair, do your makeup, do whatever you need to do that makes you feel more confident. Put on that outfit that, you look super cute in. Even if they're not even going to be seeing you, do whatever you need to do so you have that confidence going into an invitation. Okay. So now we're just going to jump right into the 8 steps of a professional invitation. All right, so this is really cool. So if you have a pen and paper, this is where you're going to want to start taking notes right here. All right, so there's 8 steps that you want to do in every invitation. The first step is you want to make sure that you're in a hurry. This is kind of a psychological issue. When they explained it in the series, they said it's like holding a piece of string in front of a cat. If you're sitting there and you're wiggling the string, the cat gets really excited and it's pawing at it and it can't wait to get that string. But if you just throw a piece of string in front of the cat, it could really care less. So people are attracted to the non-needy, shorter invitations. It helps them to not have as many questions. It helps them to be less resistant. And people like when you're in a hurry because they know that you're not there to take up their time. And also, they're going to respect your time as well. So they're going to be more focused on what you're saying. With this, we're going to give you guys some examples, but the main thing with it is make sure you're focusing on the concept, not necessarily the words. And the concept is basically, you're busy, you got a lot going on, and you're really excited about everything that you have going on. So that's step 1. Step 2 is you always want to compliment the prospect. And this is, for me, I've been really experimenting with this past week, and I can tell you, I think the compliment was something, I feel like I've always, if I notice something about somebody, I'm always trying to say it, but I just feel like I've been more intentional about complimenting people. And I can tell you, I feel like for me, this is the piece of the puzzle that's been missing, because it's just, I mean, people, you can tell their resistance instantly goes down as soon as I get that out. So this is a critical point. It's going to open the door to communication. It's going to build instant relationship with that person. It's going to double your outcome. The compliment really needs to be sincere, and it can be anything. So just find something about this. This is what professionals are doing all of the time. So it could be something like, let's say you're at a restaurant and you sit down with or you have a server, and they just have the most amazing personality. It could be something like, hey, Sarah, I just have to tell you, this is the best service I've ever gotten in my life. You are just a sharp cookie, whatever it may be, but some small compliment to help kind of get their guard down. Okay, so the third step is you're going to want to make the invitation, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit more in a few minutes here. But there's 3 different approaches. So there's a direct approach, there's an indirect approach, and there's a super indirect approach. So like I said, Michelle Swobes is on the phone. She's going to be helping me out with some of that and a little bit later in the call here. But some things that you need to know about that, just some of the side note things that I wrote down was, when you're talking about business opportunity, try to stick more with the word cash flow instead of start a business. And he was saying that, so many people, when you say, hey, would you be interested in starting a business, they instantly think overhead, they think all of this time, they think all of this work, where when you just say, hey, are you interested in increasing your cash flow? It's a totally different mindset to them. So that was something that I was like, wow, I've never done that before, but it totally makes sense to me. They have 2 different feelings behind them. And then know when you are making the approach that we're not here to beg anybody. Like I said, when you are sitting down with somebody and you're inviting somebody to take a look at something, people know when you're begging them. They know when you're that last person that they need for you to go to a certain rank or for a contest or whatever it may be. So flip your mindset that you're here to rescue people. You're here to open their eyes to an amazing opportunity that is available for people that a lot of people don't know about yet. So kind of flip your mindset about that a little bit. For newbies, new people in our business, this is going to be huge, the invitation. And like I said, we're going to give you a couple of examples at the end of the call so you can kind of hear what some of this sounds like. All right, so the 4th step is if I would you. This is going to be a key thing in your invitation. So what it's going to look like when we go through this, and those of you that are on our team, I know not everybody on this call is on my VIP page because we have some of Lori's team and we have some people kind of coming in. But the if I would you, what that means, and I put an example on our team page this week, is instead of saying, hey, I'm going to send you this video, check it out, I'm always using the party pad blitz ever since we came out with that. I think it's great. So an example of this would be somebody asks me information about the opportunity or the products even. And I just say, hey Kim, great. You know what, I'm just running out the door. I would love to send you a little bit of information. If I sent you a quick 3-minute video, would you watch it? So that's more of what this looks like. If I sent you Success from Home magazine, would you read it? If I sent you a video on how to wrap, would you watch it? So you kind of get the idea of what that is. Step 5 is you're going to want to get the confirmation. So this is the number 1 time to get the time commitment. And the biggest thing is you want them to decide. So how this looks again, I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit, and you'll hear it all together at the end. But it's going to be, so I just asked, if I sent you this 3-minute video, would you watch it? And they're going to say, oh, sure, yeah, I definitely check it out. So you're going to say, great. When do you think you'd be able to check that out? And you're going to let them pick the time. You're not going to pick the time for them. People like to think that it's their idea, and it's just kind of that mental thing where they're picking all of these times. They're saying yes to you over and over again. So it's just going to help their mindset to get to the right place. So let's say somebody says, I'll watch it at, I'll be able to watch it at 6 o'clock tonight. So you would say the number 6 step is confirm the time commitment. So what this looks like is after they say, I can watch it at 6 o'clock tonight, you say, okay, awesome, that sounds great. So if I followed up with you tomorrow morning, you would have watched it. And at this point, they're going to either confirm or they're going to adjust their time, and they're going to kind of think in their head, oh, you know, actually, I have Timmy's baseball practice tonight, and I'm not going to be getting home till late. I don't know if I am. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow. Let's connect tomorrow. So, you know, again, they're making that confirmation. They're choosing when's good for them. And then the number 7 step, again, is schedule the next exposure. So we want to say, okay, great. So you're going to be able to watch it at this time. So if I connect with you tomorrow afternoon, you would have seen the video, correct? And they say, yeah. So you say, okay, great. And the 8th step is to get off the phone. So that is a quick 8-step approach to inviting people to look at our opportunity and our products. And it's, you know, I think so many times, and this was something that the series ended with was, you know, so many times in this industry and in the business we have the just do it attitude, but really we need to make sure that we're doing it right. So the whole idea behind this is to give you guys a little bit of a foundation, and then you're able to go out and just do it. And you're going to do this and you're going to practice it. It was really cool at the series. We were able to actually do some role playing. I think we did it with like 4 different people. We role played and we took turns with people being the distributor and people being the prospect. And it sounds like a lot with the 8 steps, but once you start doing it, it's so easy and it just rolls off your tongue, and it's just going to kind of become part of what you're doing. So, Michelle, are you on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, Michelle Cloves is joining me. She was at the GoPro series with us on Monday night, so thank you for being on the call, Michelle.
Definitely.
So we're going to do a little role playing with you guys. So I'm going to be the distributor, and Michelle, you're going to be the prospect. And so this is going to be an example of somebody you know that hates their job, and this is going to be a direct approach. So basically think about it like this. Direct approach is somebody that you're coming right to them. You know that you have the solution for what they need. So maybe somebody who wants more money, somebody who wants to own a business, somebody who hates their job. Indirect approach is you coming to somebody and saying, hey, you're one of the smartest people I know. Would you mind just looking at this for me? And then super indirect would be coming up to somebody and saying, hey, I know you absolutely would not want anything to do with this. You're super busy. You got a lot going on. But, and that's kind of super indirect. So just so you guys know what we're talking about. So I'm going to give you an example of one doing a little role playing with Michelle. And then Michelle is going to actually walk us through just a couple different examples so you can kind of hear how this sounds. So you ready, Michelle?
Yep.
All right, so I just called Michelle. She answered the phone. Hey, Michelle, I know you don't have a whole lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I got a hold of you. You're one of the most financially intelligent people I know, and I've always respected that about you. You're just amazing. When we were talking the other night and you told me that you didn't like your job, were you being serious or were you just kidding around?
I was being serious.
Okay. So I think I found a way for you to create an exit strategy without jeopardizing your family.
Cool.
So I have this CD that I can send you to listen to. So if I sent this to you, would you be able to give it a listen?
I would.
Awesome. When do you think you'd be able to check it out?
Probably later on tonight.
Okay, cool. So if I connected with you tomorrow morning, you would have seen it?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm super excited for us, and I can't wait for you to listen to the information. So I will talk to you later. Thanks for connecting.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's just one example. And, you know, again, this could work for anything, but once you kind of work through it, again, don't necessarily focus on the words, focus on the concepts. I did post a whole script of different things on our page, but Michelle, go ahead and give us a couple of different examples and just let us know if this is a warm market, cold market, direct, indirect, kind of let us know what you're giving us examples of, just different approaches.
Okay, these were all from the notes for the GoPro that I just found online. But for the direct, for the warm market, something else that was on there was, I found something exciting for you, and you're the very first person, or I found something exciting, and you're the very first person I've called. So they feel special about it. And that's for a warm market. And for the cold market for direct, I had, do you plan on doing what you're doing forever? Or do you keep your career options open? And then
so this would be, so just let me interject just real quick, Michelle. So that's going to look like your cold market. This is going to be, let's say you just met a waitress or you just had great customer service at a hotel that you checked into. This is where you could say, hey, you have an amazing personality. Do you keep your career options open? So just to give you an idea of what warm market, cold market, because some of you, if you haven't done this sort of thing before, you might not even know what we're talking about. So your warm market is going to be friends, family, people you know. Cold market is going to be somebody that you just met, maybe from a blitz or whatever it may be. So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the next one is indirect approach, and cold market, it just doesn't really work very well, so they just have warm market examples. And I have, hey, I've just started a new business, and I'm scared to death. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practice on you? And then I also had, I found a business I'm really excited about, but what do I know? You have so much experience. Would you look at it for me if I made it easy for you and let me know what you think if I'm making the right move? And those are both warm market for indirect.
Yep.
Okay, and then for super indirect, it was kind of the same for warm and cold market. I have, do you know what, oops, sorry, wrong spot. Do you know that someone that might be looking for a strong business that they could run from their home? Or do you know anyone involved in a serious job search? And then obviously since you're looking for someone else, they're going to want information on it. And so then you would just say, yeah, that makes sense. Let me get you the information, and then you can get me your contact information for your friends or whatever.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, so, I mean, again, not focusing on the words, but something that I loved, especially for new people coming in, this is going to be huge for you. So let me just give you an example of you were wanting somebody to just to listen to you practice the party pad, let's say. So let's say you called up your aunt, who you know would be absolutely amazing at this, but you're just not sure how to present it to her. So you would call her up and say, hey, Auntie, I'm so glad I connected with you. I'm just running out the door, but I needed to quick connect with you before my mind forgot about this. You have always been so supportive of me in everything I've done. You've just been such an inspiration to me all of my life. And I just started with a new opportunity, and I'm super excited about it. I'm also really, really nervous about it because I've never done anything like this. Would you be open to me kind of practicing on you to just listen to kind of my presentation and see what you think about it? And then they're going to say, of course, because you opened with that awesome compliment, of course they're going to say, well, sure, what do I need to do? So they're going to say, awesome. So all I need to do is send you this quick 3-minute video on, our products. Do you think that you would be able to watch that if I sent it to you? And they say, sure, that's no problem. So you say, okay, great. When do you think you'll have time to check it out? They say, maybe tonight. And you say, okay, great. If I connect with you tomorrow morning, you would have watched it then. They say, yes. You say, okay, awesome. I'm going to send that over. After you check it out, we'll chat and we'll talk about the next step. And so you send them that video, and then the next step would be, which we're going to talk more about next week, is setting up the time for the next exposure, setting up the time to get together face-to-face. And this would be your time that you go through the party pad, or you get a wrap on them, or, whatever. And it can be just sitting down and going through the party pad on them, and keeping it simple is what's really important. So, you can print out the party pad notes, put them in your party pad, and say, okay, this is what it's saying I'm supposed to say. Pointing, reading, telling a story. That is all you're doing over and over again. Another example, when you're in a blitz, again, let's say you have great customer service at a restaurant, just telling somebody, and this is great for if you're in different areas. So I've kind of already talked about, let's just say she's awesome, she's got the personality, we've kind of already talked about that, but let's say you're traveling. A great one that I heard was, hey, Rachel, you gave me the most amazing service today. Thank you so much. We're actually in town kind of bringing a new product in the area. If I sent you a quick 3-minute video, would you check it out? We want to see if this concept would work in your area. So just kind of saying, hey, can you just kind of check this out and see if you think this would work in this area? Because we're not really sure. 'Cause we're from Minnesota and we're in, I don't know, South Carolina, and we don't know if it's going to work as well here. Play that card. So there's just kind of some different ideas for you. Like I said, in our team page, I did put that script. If you guys are not in our team page, if you're not on our home team, definitely shoot me a message, and I can get you that script. I can send you the PDF of it. But I just want to go ahead and open the call to any questions. So you guys are all muted, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute the call. 1 second here. Okay, you guys should be unmuted. Is there anybody that has any questions about this before we kind of say goodnight tonight?
I have a question.
Okay, who are we talking to?
This is Paige.
Hi, Paige.
With Dr. Judy. Okay, so my question is the video that you're referring to, what video is that? You said it's of the party pad?
Yep, it's the Party Pad Blitz. It just came out at the last green carpet.
Okay.
It is, if you go to It Works Global's YouTube page, it's going to be right on there. It's also in our training academy under Party Pad.
Okay.
So you can just copy the link. I usually use the YouTube version of it. So if you go to It Works Global on YouTube, you'll be able to find it right there. And if you are on our team page, I just posted it the other day. I can post it after the call so you guys can save that link.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Thank
no
you
problem.
So much.
Yeah, thanks, Paige. Anybody else?
Hey, Krystal, Tracy.
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like there's somebody lingering.
Hey, Tracy,
I was trying to unmute
my... Well, I was just going to say, sorry, in regards to the link, I am having a hard time copying and pasting it for those people that want to watch it via like a text or a private message on Facebook. So I have been having to just post the link and tag my prospect in it.
Okay.
Just so if you're having issues with that, just know that that's one way around it, just posting the actual link. And then I actually have shared it probably, oh my gosh, probably 5 or 6 times in the last week or so. It's a super easy way to just get people to, at their leisure. Nothing's come from it yet, but at least they're thinking about it. So, I mean, like you said, as long as you keep putting it out there, they can, look at it and make it feel like they're in the driver's seat and just keep following up. So, I just wanted to say that if you're having trouble sharing it or sending it as a message, post it on your page and then tag your prospects in it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yep, you can certainly do it that way. I usually just copy the link in the browser and then do it that way. But, yeah, that's a great way to do it, too, as long as they're all right with that. So, awesome. Thank you. All right, any other questions before we say goodnight?
Rachel?
Yep.
Oh, hey, this is Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi. Most of my business, as you know, is done online.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a hard time actually getting people to make that call with me. So like when I'm talking to people who are reaching out to me for potential distributors, they want to communicate through email. So when I initially say, that's great, can we get on the line, let's talk, I try to schedule a phone call with them, and they're not doing that. So if I'm not actually on the call with them and I'm just sending them the link, how would you recommend verbalizing back and forth to each other about that step of, if I send you this video, will you watch it? And, how can we connect without sending, 10 different emails back and forth to each other?
I've had this problem before too, and what I started doing, and maybe try this and see if it works for you, but I just started telling them, after that initial video and the follow-up, I just tell them, hey, if you are interested in this is something that I take very seriously. This is my full-time business, and I want to make sure that it's the right thing for you. So it's really going to be an injustice you're not going to understand it with me typing it out. So we really need to make a connection, and the main reason is so I can make sure it's right for you and make sure that, that it's going to work for us too. So you just need to look at it like it's a phone interview. And if they're not willing to get on the phone, then, they're probably not right for the opportunity, to be completely honest with you, because you need to make that connection. Part of the reason people are successful is because of connections and building relationships. If they're not willing to talk to you and learn from you, then it's probably just not the right step. So I would just really encourage that phone call. Hey, I'm not going to take a bunch of your time. I don't want to sit and, talk to you. Can we just have a quick 2-minute phone call so I can just walk you through it and make sure your questions are answered? So maybe try it with, just that too, saying I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but we do want to make sure that it's the right fit for you, if it's something that you're seriously interested in.
So pushing the phone call first before sending a video over.
You could do both. I usually send the video, and then after that, when I'm doing my follow-up, I just say, what did you like about the video or whatever, and they tell me and say, great, well, I would love to get on the phone so we can kind of see if you think this would be a good fit for you and if you'd be a good fit for our team.
Okay. Got it.
Try that. Mm-hmm.
After someone has tried a product, what's the best way to follow up? Like just call them and ask them what they thought and if they got good results or if they're happy, or what are you thinking?
Absolutely. My follow-up after somebody tries a wrap, if they did not become a loyal customer, or even if they did become a loyal customer, after somebody's tried a wrap, I'm always connecting with them at the 72-hour mark. And I'm asking, hey, how were your final results? We generally need to care about our clients' results. We need to be excited about their results. So we want to be connecting with them at that 72-hour mark. Something I always do is I encourage people to take pictures. So I always say, hey, send me your picture so I can print them all together in a cool little photo grid, and I can send you the progressive results.
Okay.
And that's something that's really important, because it's amazing how many people, if you're still measuring or, just taking pictures even, it's amazing how many people get to day 3 and they don't take a picture or they don't remeasure, and they've had amazing results. They don't see it because we're our own worst critic. But then when they take that picture, they send it to you and they're like, oh, I've had people that say, I don't know, I just don't think it really did much for me. And I'm just like, really? Oh my gosh. Well, send me your picture so I can put them together and we can see what's going on here. They send me their picture and they have mind-blowing results, or they measure and it's like they've lost a ton. So we always want to be connecting at the 72-hour mark, and it's just the perfect time to do that follow-up.
Yes. And then, once they become a loyal, how often do you follow up with them?
I kind of do the 2 by 2 by 2 rule with my follow-up, just like I do with my leads. I will follow up with them 2 weeks after their initial order, make sure they got the product, make sure they're using the product, and then I follow up again at 2 months. And kind of, check in on them, see how they're doing, if they're getting the results they would like. And then that's also a great time to tell them, at their next order, they are able to suspend their auto ship if they want to. However, they've got X amount of perk points, and, they'll start getting free shipping. It's just a great time to do that. So whether you're doing it, I do a lot of texting, and I think that's okay for me in my business. I'm a busy mom of 3, and I have screaming kids in the background all night long, just like you guys heard in the beginning of the call tonight. So I do a lot of texting. So if that's what you want to do your texting. If it's phone calls, do your phone calls. You'll be able to kind of tell with your customer too what they prefer, and just kind of go with what they like.
Excellent.
So, anything else? All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. Thank you so much for being patient with me when I was a little flustered with the kiddos screaming in the background. I so appreciate you guys. And you guys have an awesome week, and we will talk to you next week. All right, bye.
Thanks. You too. Bye.